Come on through, Cookie. Come on up on my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag and all its forms. What, Cookie? Hey guys, all right. So this was a request of you guys. Like, I have been watching the Have and Have Nots ever since pretty much the beginning. Um, I watched and then I kind of fell off and then I came back in. And I didn't get really serious about it until maybe 2 seasons ago because it was kind of that same old thing that I always run into, this little thing with me and Tyler Perry where he loses reality for me and it gets too fluffy. But for the last, I want to say 3 seasons, Have and Have Nots have been really getting down. And last season, baby, it was going down. So you all were saying, well, you might as well do it. And people have been asking. So I'm going to try to review this. Here we go. Okay, so I've been waiting patiently with the cliffhanger. So let's just go right on in. We start in, we got Candice and Jeffrey with his fine goddamn self. And they're having this whole fight with Q with his fine self. And it started off with that Oscar. Oscar was fighting with Candice. Then Q busted in and yanked Oscar off of Candice. And then Oscar ran off and left because he had her money. Remember, Oscar took Candice's $4 million. He went on and ran off. Q starts beating the hell out of Candice. He's banging her and bamming her and bashing her, beating her down, even looking for her for 4 seasons now. And he then finally caught her. And he's beating the hell out of her. And Jeffrey ends up walking back in on it. And this is where the cliffhanger happened. Jeffrey bashed him over the head with a vase. And he got up and he started fucking Jeffrey up again because you know he'd already fucked Jeffrey up before. And they get to rumbling a little taste. Well, they wasn't really rumbling. Q was fucking Jeffrey up. And Candice comes and stabs Q a couple times. So he turns around and knocks her ass down. Then Jeffrey gets the knife because he gets back on her and he's choking her out. Jeffrey shanked the goddamn shit out of Q. Fucked him up. It was so bad. I was like, oh my gosh, okay. So I was all in. He fucked him up. But anyway, so he was dead. Dead. Like, dead. On the floor. And then we see Oscar has gotten back down to the campaign office. He actually was sent out by David. David had actually sent him out to actually get the money and stuff from Candice. Candice fell for all the tricks. David goes into the office to talk to Jim. Now, Jim then actually called in. That was a cliffhanger. Jim called in a hit on Veronica, the police officer, the teacher that actually raped his daughter, and who's the other person? Police officer? Yeah, 3. Police officer, Veronica, and the teacher. The teacher's done. The police officer's done. Also, the inmate, he got done. And that's it. So the only one left is Veronica. The hitman was actually at Veronica's house waiting on her to come back with a silencer or a gun. He was going to do her ass. The only thing that stopped it is that they got arrested because Wyatt done turned state's evidence and all of that with the DA and all of this. So this is where we're at. So we found out David is the one that got Oscar all involved and he got Candice's money. So Jim was real shady. And David started kind of trying to pick up on it when he was saying, you know, I'm not even going to get a thank you or anything about getting your money. Not at all. And I think Jim was really aware of the fact that David may switch over on him and actually run for governor. So anyway, they're down there at the office. Jim goes to give it a speech. Maggie is sitting there and they're all like shocked. Her and Landon like, wait a minute, that's not your speech. She's like, no, that's not my speech. Jim ends up saying, no, I am running for governor. This, that thing, and the other, because they thought he was just going to pull out. That was the whole speech. He was going to pull out. And then David was going to hit him with the curveball and come on in. Didn't happen. Didn't happen. Jim threw a curveball and all their ass. The hits had actually been put out and all of that. But at the same time, Jennifer, the DA, had done talked to Wyatt, baby, and they had got there with the cops and they arrested all their asses. Catherine, Veronica, David, and Jim all got arrested. So we're like, okay, cool. So then we got this whole crazy scene where they got Veronica and Catherine being checked into the prison. Lord have mercy. It was a whole debacle where they were, making them strip down, and that Veronica naturally was being a stone cold bitch, telling them how much every piece of jewelry costs as she takes it off and all that. They had this really nasty uh, police officer, child. She's a bulldagger, and she was evil and mean and nasty, honey. And her and Veronica was just not really clicking, and it was just a mess. She's like, I take it this jewelry's real, and Veronica's like, of course it is. And Veronica's a bitch. I love it. And she's carrying on. And Catherine's just as green. Catherine don't understand what's really going on. Catherine's just like, how dare you talk to us like this? And she's like, girl, shut up, child. Shut on up and just do what they tell you. So then this was the funny part, where they said to Veronica, she said, yeah, the wig, you're going to need to take and give me that wig. She's like, well, I beg your pardon. That wig. Take that wig off. Okay. So Catherine's like, what do you mean? That's her hair. Baby, Veronica had to take the scale up off her head. And she snatched the squeeze up off her head, baby. Had these braids going to the back. I said, Lord have mercy. So Veronica went straight on and looking like one of their mates out of shit. The braids going to the back, face all dusted. She looks a goddamn mess. And Catherine was looking like, bitch, I ain't know you had no wig all this time. So then the officer turns around to Catherine and she says, jewelry, this, that, and other. She gonna say, this is not a wig. This is my hair. I said, oh, God. She said, good. Take off your girdle and give me that. I don't wear girdles. She said, either you can take it off or we can take it off for you. I said, child, that little bulldagger was nasty, honey. I loved her. She was just as nasty to them. And I was like, this is just terrible. So that's the whole thing. And then they said, we're going to do a cavity search. And that damn Catherine was still, being rich, honey. Rich fish, honey. She's like, what? We don't get personal room. Veronica said, listen, honey, I would do what she says to do, honey, because this one looks like she might enjoy doing the cavity search. I said, girl, she great playing your box, honey. You better be nice, Catherine. So that whole thing was a mess. And then they turned around and we had the scene where they had to do David and Jim, baby, and they gave them, honey, drop your pants, turn around to the wall, and put your hands up, honey. I said, oh, yuck, honey. And they were really giving, like, looking at each other, child, drop your pants, turn around, now y'all done did to other people. It was a mess. Then they stuck them two in the cell together. And I'll get to that in a minute, because that was a mess right there. That little goings on. That was really too much. So, back at the house, we see old junkie ass, drunken ass, goddamn Wyatt that done started all this shit. He's trying to get Jeffrey. Jeffrey ain't answering because Candice threw his phone down in the damn food processor and crunched it up, and I'll tell y'all about that in a second. But Wyatt is talking to Jennifer, and he's saying, my parents are going to have me killed. Flat out. He's going to have me killed, and all of this. And he told her basically that he was afraid and all that. Then they got all the way around to the fact that he has an inheritance. And the inheritance didn't come from Jim and Catherine. The inheritance is actually from the grandfather. And the grandfather, they ended up pulling it away from him because he was a junkie motherfucker. Okay. And so Jennifer said, oh, well, I think I can get all that reversed. I'm going to call us some favors to study. And then he was like, oh, okay, you can do that to study. Then I can get my own place and this, that, and the other. Thinking, good. Then the next, he was like, well, can you do it today? I said, oh, here we go with the junkie shit. I said, see, that's that crackhead shit. Yeah, so he's all down with it. Now he's all happy. He's still trying to get Jeffrey on the phone. I don't know how Jeffrey even deals with Wyatt. Wyatt is just ridiculous. Jeffrey needs to tell Wyatt to be kissing his ass like yesterday. I just don't get it. I can't stand him. But anyway, so that's what's going on with Wyatt. But they need Wyatt and Jeffrey to testify to even be able to do anything with all the parents. Mess. Jeffrey got blood and shit all over him, so let's go to that. Jeffrey is freaking out. Absolutely freaking out. When Candice says, oh yeah, that motherfucker's dead. He's dead. We killed him. He's gone. That's it. He just got his big old fine ass stretched out here on the floor. And I said, it's a damn shame. I said, don't judge me. Don't judge me. That goddamn Q was still fine, laying on the floor dead, honey. I said, well, goddamn. But he was laying up there stretched out, baby, and Jeffrey was just having a fit. So she's like, listen, we ain't calling no goddamn police. Stop with this rich shit. They gonna throw our ass in jail and do us dirty if, we go call the police. So we ain't calling the fucking police. He even snuck over there trying to call him. She took his phone and threw that shit in that food processor and turned that bitch on. Motherfucker, didn't I say, we ain't calling no police? Now let me do this. So she's like, come on, we got to get this body out of here, whatever. Freaking out. She done gave his ass some liquor and made him sit down. Freaking out. Jeffrey, the queen that came right up out of Jeffrey's ass. Jeffrey was freaking out, okay? So Candice is like, you know what? He's like, I can't do it. I just can't do it. He go running up the steps. She runs up there with him. Now, I didn't understand this part, y'all. I didn't get this, but I know he wanted to get the clothes off because there was blood on him. There was blood on her. He's freaking out. He's like, I got to get it off me. I got to get it off. I said, Jeffrey, your queen is about to drive me crazy. She's like, okay, Jeffrey, no problem. Listen, I know you can't help me with moving the body and stuff. That's fine. I'm going to take care of it. But we not going to tell nobody about this. It's going to be you and I. You protected me, this, that thing, and the other. And we're going to, but that's it. We're going to keep it between us. So I kept watching, like, how the scene was going down. And I was saying, Candice, is you going to fuck Jeffrey? Is that what's going to go on? Because she's like, come on, we're just going to get in the shower. And this, that, and the other. Miss Candice, what are you doing, honey? What are you doing? Like, I didn't get it. I didn't understand the we're going to get in the shower together thing. So I said, if she thinks she could, like, fuck Jeffrey in the dorm, what she want him to do, you can talk Jeffrey in the dorm what you want to do. I don't know. I didn't get it. But anyway, they get in the shower. And they left us hanging because when they got out of the shower, well, the damn sister that started calling Q, trying to figure out where he's at, his phone has actually slid under the couch. So I know that whore hasn't called the police. But for some reason, baby, the police have just showed up. And then we see, and what's coming next week, there's some nebby bitch across the street, which there always is a nebby bitch across the street, that I guess she called the police or whatever. Anyway, so they're standing in the bathroom is the last thing we see. They're standing in the bathroom and they're like, oh my God, the police are downstairs. You hear them banging on the door. So we'll get back to them next week. Okay, now let's go back to David and Jim. They're in the cell together, baby. When I tell you it was like the clash of the motherfucking titans up in there, they was going back and forth. Jim was talking that motherfucking shit, and David told that motherfucker, let me tell you something. If any harm comes to my wife, I'm going to show you, what do you tell him? I'm going to show you an enemy like you have never seen before. And Jim's like, yeah, I've heard you tell people that before. And he was like, all right, motherfucker, I done warned you. And I mean, he had no qualms about it. David was sitting there rocking. I said, now you know, and he's another fine motherfucker too. Child, I'm telling you, Q, Jeffrey, and David, yes. Benny don't knock me out. Benny, all right. He don't knock me out though. But Q, Jeffrey, And that motherfucking David? Yes, God. Anyway, yeah, I'm all off topic. Whatever. But David sat over there and he was in his evil and he meant if he fucked with Veronica, he's gonna fuck Jim up. And I am so here for it. Jim Cryer is really, really too arrogant. Really. And David that picked up from the conversation that he done put a hit on, he's like, whatever it is, you better call it off. I'm telling you, I'm gonna fuck your ass up. I said, y'all, I'm Clash of the Titans. I am so here for it. Anyway, so that's what they got going on. Veronica is basically trying to ease Catherine's mind and kind of telling her, bitch, I got this. Don't even worry about it. Bitch, I got this. I'm mad as a motherfucker at your goddamn son because he done did this shit. But I got this. But Veronica's mad as fuck at Wyatt, okay? So they need to be watching Veronica because I would not be surprised if she had Wyatt killed because she's pissed with Wyatt, okay? So, and Jim. She's mad at Jim too. Okay, so we covered all that. Now, Benny and Hannah. Benny's still trying to convince Hannah to come back to stay in the house. Hannah's still up in her Bible, baby, and up in all her, oh no, honey, if it start off wrong, then you just can't do it. She on her good times. So Benny's like, okay, she didn't went on off. They done called her and gave her the baby. So she got little cute. And she at a motel. Social services is looking for this bitch with the baby because they didn't find out her house is burned down. Betty's trying to talk her into coming back over the house. She's talking about, no, I'm not going to do it. She's up in her Bible. She ain't going to do it. So that's basically, we ain't going to go around with that. Betty can't talk her into coming home. She's over there. Bam. That's where they're at. Okay. Last thing, and the best thing, that motherfucking Landon and that goddamn Maggie. Maggie is talking to Landon, and she's telling Landon, let me tell you something. I'm ready to flip all this shit. Landon's like, this is over. It's done. This is just screwed up. It's all done. She said, no. She basically let him know, I'm getting ready to distance David from all this shit and make David governor. Period. So, she told him, this is what you're going to do. You're going to leak the story to the press. And everything's going to be thrown in Jim's lap with Veronica as an accomplice. And here's some pictures to use as proof of Veronica and her shady dealings with different folks. Because she got all kind of pictures of her dealing with Q and dealing, they got pictures of her fucking Benny and carrying on. So that's her thing. She going to throw everything into Jim and Veronica's lap. So Landon get telling her about, well, why are you taking so much time in this and why are you so vested in this? And she's like, because David's a good man and he don't deserve this. He said, bitch. Come on, come clean with me, baby. You want him. And you do realize he's a married man, right? She said, yeah, I want him just as much as you want Dave, just as much as you want Jeffrey. And by the way, did you already sleep with Jeffrey? I said, oh, they was really getting at each other. I said, look at these two queens battling, honey. And Landon was like, well, I'm just saying, you better watch out for his wife because that bitch is going to come for you, right? So she's all like, yeah, okay, whatever. He's like, no, I'm telling you. They cover up murders and things like that, bitch. She's gonna get you, okay? He's like, totally like, don't fuck with Veronica. Baby, Maggie gave her, listen, let me tell you something. David deserves a good woman, and I'm that woman. And I'm gonna take him to governor, and I may take him to president of the United States. I said, come on, Maggie, bitch. She said, come on. That bitch is gung-ho and she's ready to battle with that motherfucking Veronica. She's all in. Like, baby, I'm getting a dick. Now, you can just go ahead on and say what you want to say. If you got any sense, you'll get hold to Jeffrey because I'm sure going to get hold to his daddy. I said, come on, Maggie, bitch. So, that's kind of where we're at. Child, I'm telling you, it was really worth the wait. I enjoyed this episode. And that's it. I try to wrap it up for y'all. I know we're coming in like, it's kind of difficult to start doing a review on a show and it's in the 5th season. But hell, I've been here. I've been watching, but I usually watch Ashley. Definitely watch. I'll definitely send you to watch Ashley. Love, love, love Ashley Miller. She does the hell out of everything Tyler Perry. She, that's just her thing. She does the hell out of everything Tyler Perry. But again, my people asked for me to do it, and of course, I'll still be watching Ashley because I watch her and I watch the show. But I was happy to do it because I did really enjoy the show, and it is what it is. You guys asked, I delivered. That's that. Y'all let me know in the comments how you felt, and that'll tell whether or not we'll continue to review the show or not. But it was really, really good, and I will be definitely in for next week. All right, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Thumbs up, thumbs down. You know how that works, and I'll see you soon. Bye, guys.